Welcome to the 37th Training Wing Office of History and Research at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland. This office is responsible for the preparation and publication of the annual historical reports for the 37th Training Wing Commander in the Air Force History Program. We respond to information requests from our organizational members, other units on Lackland Air Force Base, and other Department of Defense and government agencies, and the public. We are the largest wing-level history office in the Air Force. We oversee and preserve the Lackland Gateway Archives collection, which consists of the published histories of the 37th Training Wing and its predecessor organizations of Lackland Air Force Base and those of the former Kelly Air Force Base, with our oldest documents dating back to 1917. We have more than 80,000 photographs, along with 100,000 plus documents, and a collection of base newspapers from both Kelly Air Force Base and Lackland Air Force Base dating back to the 1920s. We collaborate with the Library of Congress American Folk Life Center Veterans History Project, an oral history project where we engage in interviews with veterans across the spectrum in a continuing effort to preserve their story for future generations. Furthermore, we oversee the preservation and restoration of a 1950s-era basic training dormitory, the last of its kind on Lackland. We work with the Lackland Museum program, assisting the two great museums on our historic installation. In addition to these critical programs and support functions, we stay engaged in more than a dozen historical projects and activities throughout the San Antonio military community. Staffed by historian Tracy English and archivist Amanda Proper, the History Office is dedicated to the collection and preservation of materials related to Air Force history. We are also pleased to have a wealth of volunteers who work on various important historical undertakings like the Basic Military Training Flight Photograph Project and the Carl Crane Collection. This office represents the corporate memory of Lackland Air Force Base as the gateway to the Air Force and in telling the story of the United States Air Force. Thank you, and we welcome your questions.